So on average we're doing about 9 parties a year in London. Mixture of days of the week, nighttime, daytime. They range from like 200 or 300 cap, us playing all night long as DJs, through to like larger, up to 2,000 cap, where it can be multiple venues. So there's a real cross-section of events we try and put on. We schedule ahead quite a lot because there's many factors at play and many moving parts, and you need to try and get a few things locked in first. Venue's obviously key. You know, venue availability in London is pretty bad these days, and there's a shortage of good quality clubs or spaces for parties. And then there's obviously, you know, London's one of the clubbing capitals of the world, and every DJ wants to play here regularly. They want to get paid well. They don't want too much exclusivity. It's really competitive, and like if you want to get the people you really want to get, then you need to be thinking quite long in advance.
When we're scheduling events for the year, we normally focus on key headliners for the whole year. You know, we build lineups based around those headliners because they're obviously that much more in demand. It's harder to lock them down. You know, we'll try and book further ahead, but then agents might be holding back, fielding all the incoming, you know, offers they've got for headliners. And then there's actually a very small period when they actually make decisions, and you just need to be, you know, forward thinking with those to actually, you know, make sure you're kind of you're registering your interest. Each lineup, depending on the size of the party, we try to really balance them in terms of bringing, you know, new, young, London-based local talent. If it's a large party, we'd have some sort of middle kind of status level DJs, you know, that might be international but maybe on the up. And it's really a balance of those sort of big headliners, the middle, you know, ranking DJs, and then newcomers. Sometimes it is like looking at a roadmap with all the different, you know, dates, and it's just, yeah, making sure that there's a good range of different vibes across the year to keep people's interest and our interest, and it's not too repetitious. If it's a 16-hour event, day and night, we want there to be a good flow and progression of music across the day. So, you know, it might move from kind of soul, funk, disco, through to house music, through to some even techier, more futuristic sounds later on.
Having done this for so long, you kind of get to know what's on. We understand and know what other festivals are going to be where and when, and there's also a good level of kind of understanding between other promoters that we work with and friends with, and like it's quite respectful, and it's not like, oh, we're going to do something on that date to mash them up. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's generally pretty good-hearted.
Yeah, people are quite collaborative, you know, in that respect, and respectful.
There's a few dates across the year that we've always typically done, and that's like the 3 main bank holidays in the summer, the May ones, the 2 May ones, and the August bank holidays. But we've actually moved away from doing those now because there's so much else on in London, and we've found over the last couple of years that moving away from those weekends has actually been beneficial to us. It's important who you get for those first parties because it will help define how you move on. Really think about who you're going to invite as guests, and you know, you have to be really into them yourself, so when you're talking to people, you're talking with conviction and you're passionate about them. In these days when you're talking, that's also through social media of course, but also in person when you're out and about. Maybe try and find some people that are like on the rise, that maybe haven't played here before, that you know can see there's some good buzz going around them, or like kind of interest. And you know, word of mouth is still really important. You know, like we've just come out of festival season, and lots of people have travelled, and you know, this year and heard different DJs for the first time, and like coming back with tales of, oh, have you checked out her and have you checked out him, you know. You might want to make sure that they've got some useful kind of content that you can share about them as well, really, you know, and that they're maybe willing to be helpful, you know, speaking about coming to play for you, and they're excited and they want to come and play, and not like, oh, this is a drag, you know. Maybe do a bit of research as well, and like look at some of your favourite artists, and you might find there's 1 or 2 or 3 agents that actually represent a lot of them, and then trying to like establish some relationships with those agents would be key. Agents representing like smaller acts that are on the up will be receptive to hearing from you because they want to work with people with passion and conviction, and smaller promoters that's suited to their acts, and you know that they can potentially grow together as well, the agent and the artist and the promoter.
It's really important for us in terms of representation to invite a lot of non-white DJs to play. We've always, I would say, had a very strong respect for a lot of the sort of US artists coming from Detroit, Chicago, and that's really important to us to kind of honour and pay homage to that, which has, you know, been so influential on our sound. And of course, like, you know, we're really making sure now that as much as we can that our lineups are 50-50 across male and female DJs, LGBTQ sort of community of DJs. Again, you know, with the sort of heritage house music sounds that is at the root of Secretsundaze, those artists are super important to us, and we've been inviting them for many years, but again, we're spending even more time thinking about how we can include them on lineups and have the lineups balanced.